So just last night, the United States decided to strike Iran, and Israel was very pleased. However, the rest of the world is now on high alert, and I want to explain why. Now, I know a lot of people are wondering and thinking that President Trump said he was going to wait about 2 weeks. He was going to wait 2 weeks and he was going to come up with a decision as to the fate of Iran. Well, that happened very quickly. That happened last night. Now, I want to talk about a few things, okay? And here's what we're going to discuss. First off, what is happening right now? I'll close the door, okay? But anyway, what's happening right now? Well, here's what's going on. Right now, oil prices are jumping. They jumped over 2%. We're also seeing Bitcoin is below 99,000. Again, that's a big move, okay? I know a lot of people were wondering when was this going to happen. Well, it happened. We've seen it. So here's the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention. This is now causing many people to panic. What is going on? What in the world is happening right now? And here's what's going on. We don't know what's going to be the retaliation from Iran. Okay, we've been hearing about potential attacks. We've been hearing about Iran has Hamas. They have a Hezbollah. And Hezbollah is the concern is Hezbollah, because they do have sleeper cells here in the United States. And Iran said, according to multiple sources, Iran reserves all options after this attack. What are the options? Well, the first one is a possible counterattack. Okay? They are going to reply and retaliate to the United States. Does this mean it's going to happen here inside the United States and on U.S. soil? It could, but it might not. Okay? That's potentially going to happen. Now, here's the other thing. There is discussions where Iran is potentially going to close the Strait of Hormuz. That is going to send oil prices through the roof. That's also going to cause many countries to feel the pain, not just the United States. This is also why the United States reached out to China just today and is urging China to make sure Iran does not close the Strait of Hormuz. Okay? So again, that's on the table. That's there. They're discussing it. And based off what I've just read, okay, I'm reading it off of a little note card here. Okay, just the notes that I've taken, because that is what they've discussed over the past hour or so. Now, the United States attacked 3 nuclear facilities in Iran. According to initial reports, the United States pretty much obliterated these facilities. According to recent reports, it says satellites show damage, but not total destruction. So they are still potentially there. There's still potentially nuclear weapons inside of these facilities. That is the concern, okay? And I've said this before. I'll say it again. Again, I'm not trying to get you scared or anything like that. Not trying to spread fear. Just trying to open up your eyes and explain what's happening. But the concern was, if the United States decided to strike Iran, which they did, if you do not get everything in one go, they still have the capability of using some of their leftover nuclear weapons or ballistic missiles, and could strike the United States, could strike U.S. bases overseas. And an attack on a U.S. base is an attack on the United States. So again, this is the concern, is that right now, people here in the United States are on high alert. People over in other countries, specifically in the Middle East, are on high alert. U.S. bases are on high alert. Okay, Israel is on high alert. Okay, millions of people around the world are on high alert because of what the United States decided to do. Now, I received several questions over the past really 12, 24 hours as to what are we going to see? And honestly, we don't know. But here's what I can tell you. President Trump was, he was big on, and you may have seen tweets on this, back when former President Barack Obama was running for his second term. I believe it was his second term. The tweets were pretty much referencing how, Obama's going to do whatever it takes. He's going to do whatever it takes, but he's not going to, he doesn't have it in him. Right? He's going to attack Iran. He doesn't have it in him to negotiate. He's a poor negotiator. And based off what we've heard over the past week, is that Iran was so close to having nuclear weapons and being able to potentially fire one within the next week or two, that Israel had to act. And the United States had to jump on board because we had no other option. Again, I don't know if we had any other options. All I know is what we're being told. As of right now, this is what the White House is telling us. That yes, that we were so close to a potential war and potential attacks, not just on the United States, but other countries as well. So my guess is over the next week, we're going to start to get some more updates. But my expectation is that there's going to be a retaliation at some point. It's probably not going to be something that we see coming, because if it is something we see coming, the United States and Israel will easily be able to shut it down. And then Iran is really back to where they started. Okay, they haven't gone anywhere. They've only lost things along the way. So that's my expectation. Now, here's the other thing, because one of the things that a lot of people are asking is this going to affect us here in the United States? Well, outside of the fact that people are scared, because what if there's an attack here on U.S. soil? Obviously, that's a potential concern, a huge concern. But the biggest way we are going to feel the effects of the United States attack on Iran is through oil prices. Oil prices, like I said, jumped 2%. The expectation is that most likely over the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to start to see prices really start to surge. And the expectation is if we do not get this under control, or if the Strait of Hormuz is closed by Iran, we are going to see oil prices jump. Some were saying that because of the confrontation between Israel and Iran, that oil prices were going to go up, but gas prices were likely to go up between 20 and 40 cents a gallon. This right here, with the United States getting involved and the possibility of closing the Strait of Hormuz, that right there would likely send gasoline shooting up more than $1 a gallon this summer. That is according to the most recent update that we just read about 3 hours ago. And so again, if this intensifies, it's only going to get worse. And so unfortunately, that's where we're at. Now, as we get more information on this, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates. But again, I am traveling over the next handful of days, and I'm going to try to keep you updated on everything that's going on. The difficult thing is, especially with this confrontation between the United States, Iran, and Israel, this is moving rather quickly. So if you're concerned about it, just make sure you stay up to date on all these videos, and also watch some of the other videos here on YouTube as well. A lot of people are putting out some great information. Some of the major news sites, CNN, Fox News, some of those, they're putting out some good information, but again, they also have their own agenda. Here on YouTube, I don't have an agenda. Just give you the facts and you can decide what you want to do with it. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.